I'm going to eyeball about 2 tablespoons of this. This is a flirt spoon. And those, and then a bit more for good luck. We're not driving anywhere tomorrow, so it doesn't matter. So these are now being stirred through with that lovely peaty, smoky whiskey. And I'll put these in the refrigerator until tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow I'll show you how I assemble it. Ooh.
Let's see what this is like. Really nice. The booze and the blackberries go really well with the honey.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I am bringing you another of my northerner down south recipes. I am going to be making you Cranachan. Now Cranachan is a popular Scottish dessert. It's often known as the king of desserts. It has its origins in Crowdie, which is a type of lactic cheese that has been made in the Highlands by crofters and farmers, and goes back to possibly even Viking times. So Crowdie has been around a long time, and the first Cranachan would probably have incorporated Crowdie into the recipe. These days we tend to make Cranachan with the rolled oats, raspberries, or you can use blackberries, honey, whiskey and cream. Now I'm going to be a bit different here, and I'm going to be making a breakfast Cranachan, and as a result I'm going to be using live natural yoghurt rather than cream. You can, if you like, add a little bit of cream, or you could add a little bit of cream cheese as well if you want it to be a little more old-fashioned, but I'm using just yoghurt. And I'm going to be using foraged blackberries because I don't have any raspberries, but I have blackberries in the freezer. So I'm going to defrost those overnight. It's evening now here in the UK, and I'm going to be toasting some oats, porridge oats, rolled oats if you like, just for a couple of minutes in a frying pan. It gives them a really nice flavour, and it makes them a little crisper, maybe with a texture a little more like granola. Now this idea came from the Cooking for Chaps book, and in here they call it the Cranachan Awakes. Now I really like this book. I like the Art Deco writing. Now traditionally you would bring all the ingredients for the Cranachan to the table so people can assemble their own, but I'm going to be putting it together and then serving it up to Dan for breakfast tomorrow because he's trying to do some decorating. It's just a little more practical than trying to mess around with all the separate ingredients. So without further ado, let's get started. I've put a small frying pan over a low to medium heat, and I'm going to put about 3 tablespoons of these oats into a dish, and then when the pan is nice and hot, I will put the oats in and toast them off for probably a couple of minutes. So those are the oats. Spread them around We just have to watch them carefully. We just need to get to the point where they're nice and toasty, where they just start to go a little bit golden brown. We don't want to take them past that point. It probably won't take very long. While the oats are toasting over the gentle heat, let me read you a little bit from this book about breakfast etiquette. While there's no specific dress code for breakfast, you would normally expect everyone to be dressed for what activity in which they are partaking after breakfast, whether it's hunting, shooting, fishing or going for a walk. There are certain rules regarding nightwear. Male house guests descending to breakfast in their pyjamas may do so only if covered by a silk dressing gown. This should have been packed in their overnight bag and is not provided by the host. They should also be wearing velvet slippers. Bare feet are not acceptable. Flip-flops, definitely not. That's very specific. I don't know how many people these days can afford silk dressing gowns and velvet slippers, or even whether they're that easy to obtain anymore. Ladies may not take breakfast in their nightgowns, even if covered by a dressing gown. Oh dear, naughty me, I do that sometimes. This may seem a trifle imbalanced, but gentlemen's nightwear is much less revealing than ladies', and it wouldn't be fair on the staff, nor indeed the other male guests, to have too much female flesh on display behind the kippers. Pipes may be smoked after breakfast, but only with the full permission of the host or hostess. The better country houses will have a special room for this. So there we are. Now the oats, you can see they're just starting to turn nice and toasty. I'm going to put these in a dish now. Can go in the same one it started in. The pan can just be wiped, it's not dirty, and I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of whiskey. This is Dan's Lag Whiskey. It's a single malt Scotch and it's heavily peated, and we got it from the Lag Distillery on the Isle of Arran. It's on the south of the island. Dan got this for his birthday. I bought it him. It's a 70 cl bottle. I thought it was bigger, but it's not. And it cost over £60, this bottle. It's quite a strong one. It's an ex-Oliver So sherry cask distilled whiskey. And I think it's something like 58 ABV. So that's quite strong. I'm going to eyeball about 2 tablespoons of this. This is a dirt spoon, so I just need another of those, and then a bit more for good luck. We're not driving anywhere tomorrow, so it doesn't matter. So these are now being stirred through with that lovely peaty, smoky whiskey. And I'll put these in the refrigerator until tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow I'll show you how I assemble it. Oh, that's some strength. Dear me. So it should be nice and developed by the morning. It is very much like an overnight oats mixture, although you would probably do that with maybe water, fruit juice or milk rather than whiskey in normal circumstances. So there we are, and I will see you back tomorrow morning. Good morning everybody. Well, now I am going to assemble the Cranachan. Normally you'd have it in a taller glass, but these are very Art Nouveau, Art Deco. And these belong to my mum, and I think they're perfect. Because, let's face it, there are little bits of a cut above the normal tumbler that you might get in a modern household. More in keeping with something from the era when chaps were loud and proud. I've got the bio yoghurt, I have some honey here, and I have the foraged blackberries. These were frozen, we've defrosted them, I've rinsed them out, and now they're ready to use. So the first thing we need to do is to put a little of the oats in the bottom of each glass. It smells nicely sozzled. And then I'm going to go in for a spoon of the yoghurt in each. And then just a trickle of honey. And then pop on 2 or 3 berries. And then I continue to layer up. We finish with a few toasty oats. It doesn't matter if you don't use them all, they can be incorporated into another breakfast pudding. So here we go. These are 2 breakfast Cranachan, and in a moment we will taste them and see how they are.
Let's see what this is like. Really nice. The booze and the blackberries go really well with the honey. And the crunch from the oats.
How do you find the oats? Are they very boozy or?
They're boozy enough. They're not overpowering. I can taste it. And it goes well with the honey and the blackberries.
Oh, that's great, babe. So what mark would you give me for that then?
Full marks. It's lovely.
Oh, you would eat that again?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks, babe. Well, there we are. That looks to be another successful recipe. And that recipe was adapted from the Cooking for Chaps book. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please comment. What do you think of this recipe? I think it's a little decadent but perfect for Sunday morning. Especially if you haven't got to go anywhere. Please share, please subscribe if you would like to. Please ring the notification bell, ding ding ding, and I will see you again soon for another recipe. Until then, bye for now and cheers.